He was feared in battle, respected by his enemies, and remembered as a legend. Richard of England, king, warrior, crusader. History would know him as Richard the Lionheart. Richard was born in 1157, son of Henry II of England and Eleanor of Aquitaine. From childhood, he was trained not to govern, but to fight. He spoke French more fluently than English. He spent little time in his own kingdom. His loyalty was not to England, but to the battlefield. He ruled for 10 years and spent barely 6 months at home. Yet his name would echo for centuries. In 1187, Jerusalem fell to Saladin. The shock shook all of Christian Europe. Kings answered the call. Frederick Barbarossa, Philip of France, and Richard of England. Barbarossa drowned before reaching the Holy Land. Philip returned home. Only Richard remained, and the war became his. Richard did not command from the rear, he fought at the front. At the Siege of Acre, his arrival broke the deadlock. The city fell. The aftermath was brutal. Thousands were executed. War showed its true face. Yet Richard's military skill was undeniable. At Arsuf, he faced Saladin directly. Outnumbered, harassed, surrounded. He held discipline. Then he struck. The charge shattered Saladin's lines. The enemy withdrew. It was one of the Crusaders' greatest victories. They never met face to face, yet they respected one another. Gifts were exchanged, doctors were sent, messages crossed enemy lines. When Richard fell ill, Saladin sent fruit and ice. When Saladin's family needed aid, Richard offered help. They fought without mercy, but recognized honor. 2 enemies, 1 code. Richard marched toward Jerusalem. He could see it from afar, but he did not attack. He knew the truth. Even if he captured the city, he could never hold it. In 1192, a treaty was signed. Jerusalem remained under Muslim control. Pilgrims would be allowed safe passage. It was not victory, it was survival. Richard left the Holy Land forever. On his return, he was captured, held for ransom. England paid the price. In 1199, Richard died. Not in a great battle, but from an infected wound caused by a crossbow bolt. The Lionheart fell far from Jerusalem. Richard was not a great ruler. He was not a reformer, but he was one of the greatest warrior kings Europe ever produced. To his allies, a hero. To his enemies, a force of nature. To history, the embodiment of the Crusades themselves. Brilliant, violent, unfinished. The Crusades were not shaped by faith alone, but by men of steel and fire. And among them, the Lionheart still roars through history.